If there's only one thing I could teach you about the upcoming silver bull market, it's this. 90% of the move comes in the last 10% of the time. And factually, I don't know if that's true. What I do know is it is true from the last bull market, and what we also know is it's true from past markets, bull markets. All markets go from undervalued to fair value to overvalued. But I'm getting ahead of the story. Think about that statement. Would you be happy to capture 90% of any market move? What this means is you could be waking up right now to the precious metal story and build your wealth even starting after what appears to be a 10-year bull market and a long 2-year consolidation. What if the entire precious metals market that averages 17 years is about 12 years into the cycle with 5 years to go, and perhaps the last year making perhaps 90% of that move? That's a full 4 years from now. If the last year or so of this market is the most explosive and gold explodes, are you ready to take those gains? And if you were, how would you feel at the end of that year? Now, is the market really going to make the major move in the last year? Probably not. However, the more you know about the facts, the better you're able to prepare yourselves for what's coming. Take a look at the past. Look at the housing bubble. The most excitement, largest gains happened going into the top. And then a few months later, after the move peaked, houses dropped. Think about the technology bubble. How about the Japanese stock bubble? Or any other market? This is simply market behavior. However, this time it's different. Why? Certainly we've heard that statement before, and it's almost always proven to be wrong. But it's different this time because it's not being a smart real estate investor or understanding technology is the best sector to be in, or understanding the growth cycle, that the Japanese have something over the Americans or any other market. This one's going to be different because it's for one reason and one reason alone, and it's a word I seldom use, and that's fear. Yes, you heard me right, fear. There's going to be fear throughout the world, and it will be concerned with a lot of things, primarily money. Money for retirement, or your pension, or your employer, or the government. Concern of the dollar, or the euro, or the yen, or any government script or currency will not be worth tomorrow what it is today. Worried that the system is truly cracking up and the plans you made based on solid evidence a decade ago are now invalid, and you need to take action yourself. Put real money in your own hands instead of relying on your financial planner, stockbroker, defined benefit package plan, pension, or anyone else outside of yourself. In other words, governments at large or any of the quote-unquote system to take care of you. When that shift in psychology takes place, what I call the tipping point, when just enough people on a global basis say collectively, we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore, and they're moving into the precious metals because they understand one thing and one thing only: they can trust them. There's no confidence game, there's no con game. Once that happens, look for a buying frenzy, and that buying frenzy will be like none other. You've probably heard the expression, there's no fever like gold fever. This may be true, but bear in mind there is nothing that comes close to a silver bull market. Silver shines the light of truth about the corrupt financial system better than gold, and the reason being is that more people own it, and that means it's more studied by the people. They understand the dynamics of the silver market, and of course we're talking about a very few, very small minority of the people. But it doesn't take a lot more to move into this market. So how high could silver go? As we brace ourselves for the final chapter in the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency of the world, let's take a look at history. In 1980, as the nation was still reeling from the Carter-era inflation, investors were buying up precious metals. Silver peaked at about $50 an ounce. Adjusted for inflation using CPI numbers, that's about $143 today. There's still an opportunity in the market, even at $30 silver. Why? Because if I'm correct, the majority of the move lies ahead. If you didn't capture that run from 5 to 30, and you're willing to buy at 30 and it goes from 30 to 300, as an example, I think you'd be quite happy with that kind of return. Buy real, get real, be real.